Good evening, everyone. I think it's pretty late for everyone. I understand. I'll try to finish it off as soon as possible. So I'm going to, myself Vishanth. I've been associated with Gaea for the past 6 years. I have been in the OTM, GTM space and also supporting WMS for the past 15 years. So today we are going to represent about a topic on what we gave for our customer named Bobrick, who is based out of US. So we implemented OTM, WMS and OIC for them. So we integrated with their ERP, which is Infor. So we tried to put some points specific to that. So this is the short agenda that we have planned about, just about what we do as Gaea and the business scenario and challenge which we thought as a presentation today, which will help you out to get out a solution. And in the solution which we have offered, we have given about two things, which is the transfer order and for the customer order. And then we are ready to take any questions that you have. Okay. So about Gaea. So if you take as a Gaea, so we are a niche company. We have been associated with Oracle for the past 15 plus years. So we started around 2007. So we have around 400 plus employees who are supporting both supply chain and also on the Primavera practice as well. So globally we have been established. So we have our headquarters placed out in Santa Clara. And we are located across and we have implemented projects throughout the globe. Okay. And this is our service portfolio. So we are into supply chain and we are into the EPPM space as well. In Gaea, we have some of our own cloud products as well, like Syncrato, and we have our own integration tool. And in the EPPM space, we are supporting on the program management and also on the Primavera P6. Okay, so this is about the customer whom we implemented in North America. So they are Bobrick. So they are more into the bathroom equipments, like how we have Jaguar here in India, right? And Parryware. In that sort, like Bobrick is very famous there in US. So they have some child divisions as well, like for the Cola Care for the kids, and then some specific solutions that they do for the cubicles, the partitions and everything. So they have been in the commercial space for a long time in North America. Okay. So this is the complete Bobrick supply chain model which we implemented. So they start out at their specific warehouse in New York, which is their source location. The shuttle transport happens to one of their cross-dock warehouse, and again a cross-dock happens to their Oklahoma warehouse. And from there, how the LTL carriers picks those orders and how it is being distributed across to the customers. That is the entire supply chain that we have designed for them. Okay. So the specific challenges which Bobrick faced are on specific to planning. As I told, they are into OTM and also into WMS. So the first and the complex issue that they had was on the planning. Next was the carrier selection. Carrier selection, since in US you have like FedEx, UPS, and you have DHL and all those service providers. So there were some carrier selection issues that were happening. And next is the equipment usage. Like they had 53 feet trailer containers that they were using, because there if you see even the smallest item will be packed properly and then it will be transported. So mostly their shuttle services were with the contracted 53 feet carriers. So that was the issue. And they had some issues on the visibility, labeling, and also on the inventory part. So this was our business vision for them. So we have been associated with Bobrick for the past 2 years. So we came to know what the issues they had and what were the concerns that they were facing. So one main issue that they had was on the seamless integration, because they were not able to integrate properly between OTM, WMS and their Infor. And then the warehouse operations. So what we suggested is, since they are going to take up the Oracle WMS, so we showcase them, or we highlighted specifically what will be the points that the OWMS is going to provide them. Okay, so those part also we were updated. And then the accurate freight and finance updates. So there was a integration between for the costing with the service providers there, all the different carriers that they had, FedEx, UPS as well. And then the shuttle utilization, because they were shuttling out from their base warehouse operation to the final customer location. They were able to use the shuttle services. And then the visibility part. Okay. So this is the high level process flow of the entire project. So we have Infor as the ERP. We have integrated that with Oracle OIC, and again we are integrating with OTM Cloud, and we have again OIC to make all the transactions reaching back to OWMS. And again from OWMS, we are sending back the actual shipments and the final delivery orders or any actual shipments that has to be getting updated. So all these updates are handled through the OIC itself. Okay. So this is the high-level process flow. So as I told earlier, so the specific to the project, we wanted to give them the output like which is very good for them. We brought it under into two divisions. One is the transfer order process and second is the customer order process. So I'll be explaining that in a detail a bit. So transfer order process, as I told you, they were having that 53 feet dry van carriers which were taking for like for each lane. And it was the contracted and the dedicated trucks which has been procured by Bobrick. Okay, again, it is a service provided one, but those were dedicatedly available for Bobrick. And in the efficiency and the automation, what we did is we leveraged OTM ground schedule to achieve it. Okay, because they had an option to have the shell shipments getting updated. So we wanted to make sure that the integration and everything is working properly. So this is something which we opted for Bobrick. So this is the shuttle operations flow diagram. I'm not sure whether you're able to see it very clearly. I'll share this presentation later. And after that, this is the shell shipment process that we designed for the ground schedule. You navigate to the ground schedule option in OTM, identify the specific ground schedule ID which you have already decided, because this is all decided factors of all that particular quarter or for the complete year. So then you have a specific custom action that we have given for the shell shipments. So it was a simple process to have the shuttle operation running based on the dedicated timeline. Okay, so they were not missing any shuttle points. There were some permutation combinations again which can add, like you have some last moment dry runs getting added to your existing shell shipments. So those sort of feasibilities were also being given. So once you select the shipments and you give the date range, based on the options that we have, you can directly create the shell shipments using ground schedule. So this is the overall process that we did. The shuttle is being scheduled or modeled in OTM as a ground schedule, which automatically helps you to create those shell shipments. And the specific TO, that is the transfer orders, will be added to these shell shipments through the bulk plan. Okay, so because there should be a process to get it mapped there. So we used bulk plan to leverage it. And once the transfer orders and the delivery dates and everything is confirmed, so until 14 days, they have that consolidation process. Okay, because this is going from your plant where you have produced to one of your next warehouse which you want, and maybe again the shuttle service to your next warehouse. So that sort of preparation we were able to map it, and this will be available till the 2 days before the departure. After that, we have kept a restriction that it should not allowed or to be mapped with any new shipments, because the weight and the height of the items might get varied. And also, if suppose someone by mistake has pushed the orders to the same set of thing, we have a dedicated email trigger to the traffic team where they have the access specifically to edit any of those shuttle shipments that was created for them. So ground schedule, these were the common advantages which we were able to see, like the trip schedules and then number of trips that they can do, and specifically what are the types of equipments you were able to map it. So those sort of things we were able to note. So this is the transfer order overall planning. The order selection happens in OTM. Your dynamic allocation has happened between the T-2 days, and at T-2 days, OTM automatically consolidates that entire shipments, and your finalized shipment has been triggered to OWMS. Okay, so this was the transfer order planning process. And WMS, this was the solution which we gave them for the outbound planning, which is specifically for the transfer orders. The order is created until the process it comes. Here the consolidation is being decided, whether it is a consolidation process is needed or not needed. And based on that, the load is done and the shipment actuals will be finally sent back after the pick pack is completed in the warehouse. Okay. So next, as I told you, after the transfer order, we have the customer order process. This is the higher level process flow of the entire thing. So parcel planning was the very and foremost one which we had on the customer orders. We had OWMS manifest to be created and then bypass the OTM shipment planning as well, because based on some of their codes, they wanted to ship the, skip the planning in OTM. Okay, so those sort of updates we provided. And the final one which we gave them was the consolidated shipment creation. So this manifest, which I told you on the OWMS parts, helps the consolidation on the OTM as well. So based on the manifest that has been created in the WMS, we get it as an integration to OTM, get it consolidated in shipment so that the planning is done, and with the rates and all the completed plan, it is triggered back to OWMS. So some of the activities that were conducted on the parcel planning. So OTM rate shopping was happening, and if the ship via is updated as not, what happens is your auto manifest should do, and it will be performing the rate shopping with the parcel carrier, and the final manifest is based on the OWMS process as well. Okay. So these are some of the process that we did. And on the WMS solution for the order planning, what we gave is, as I told you, if it is a shuttle service, there will be an intercompany shuttle, and the planned OTM shipment IDs will be updated here. So the freight cost is still not updated because the final list of the shipment has not reached OWMS. So once that is reached, it will be updated with the freight cost, because as I told earlier, this will be like a spot cost that we received from FedEx and DHL and things like that. Okay. This is the automated label layout, which we wanted to highlight specifically. Like for each service provider, there was a different label generation that was requested. Like FedEx had one specific web service and also a carrier integration. UPS had a different, and based on that, your label printing was also getting varied. So the first one was for the transfer labels, which was internally with Bobrick, and this one was specifically designed for FedEx. And these were the UPS labels which they suggested. So some had barcodes, some had QR codes, and this one just for the shuttle services and for the customer service, they wanted to have it in this particular ground, because UPS again collects all your shipments and everything, and again they do the transportation separately from their hub. And this is one of the other customer order planning, which is called as the LTL one. So this again we differentiated into two ones, which is their high priority orders, which is for their bulk customers. Like if suppose some big construction is going on for a college or any big mall is getting constructed, they might need the priority orders to be triggered specifically. So the order, when it is triggered from ERP itself, will have a flag updated, and based on that it will be planned. So the priority is given only specific for the high priority orders. If that is the case, that it is received and you have a set of orders that has come in, so OTM prioritizes it for the bulk planning. The low priority orders are the usual ones, which got planned into single shipments or LTL shipments, which were leveraged a bit slower. So this is on the consolidation solution that we gave for the WMS. To add the stops, or like if suppose any additional stops are there, like based on ad hoc orders that has come in, any customizations or anything that they wanted to do on an existing order, the consolidation was provided in WMS as well. So you add the option to add the existing stops or any orders or LPNs to load to that existing pack itself. So that option was leveraged in WMS. And this is the consolidated load, which as on the WMS RF we were able to provide. So you can see the stops are getting displayed here. The last stop is to be loaded first, because it should get varied. The first stop loaded in a specific sequence so that there is no confusion on the unloading process or in the next steps of the order process. So as I told you, Bobrick we recently went live. So this customer we went live just last week. So we supported OTM, WMS and OIC for them. So they are very much satisfied with all the process and the flows and all the integration aspects as well. So we are planning, right now we have implemented for one of their warehouse, which is their BED facility in Los Angeles. The plan is to implement for their other warehouses in the coming period. Yeah, so these are the updates that I had. If you have any questions, I am available. So we are also a platinum sponsor. We are at P1. If you have any questions or you want to discuss some points specifically, we will be there to help you out. Yeah, thank you.